Okay, so we got the motor in now. I did not put the bolts in on the sides yet, and I did that for a reason. I got the frame stiffeners and battery tray mount for the front, which protects the battery from rubbing up against the motor. So I'm going to actually be installing that next. However, that requires us to put in this top plate here. I didn't really want to do that yet because I wanted to see how to fit the ESC in here and stuff. But I guess that'll just have to work around it. It should be easy enough to get our fingers in here, even with this top plate on. So we'll go ahead and get that front plate made, which is the smaller or the medium-sized one. Put that on here, and then we'll put the battery tray on. Okay, we got the front plate on. I didn't put the two top bolts in though, because the two top bolts are actually going to be coming through the frame stiffener here. So I just put the bottom bolts in. We actually have to take out 4 different bolts on the frame here. Actually 5 different bolts holding in our bearing block mount. So we're going to be taking out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then putting our frame stiffener on there, putting those bolts back in, make sure and re-Loctite them, and then we'll also put the bolts in for our motor mount at that time as well. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, after counting out the bolts and everything, we have 11 of, where's the caliper here? 11 bolts that are 3x7 instead of 3x6, and then we have 4 that are 3x5, and then we also have 4 that are 3x20. You'll use 2 3x20s on each side in the front here, and you'll see that when we get the cage on there, and then 5 3x7s across the side of the frame here. And then you still have your leftover tail bolt that you took out of here to begin with. That's actually long enough to fit even with the frame on there. So we're going to use that same bolt. So I'll go ahead and put this on here. There is only one way you can put it on, really. So we'll put that on here, and if I run into anything, I will let you know. Okay, now on this side, you are actually going to use the remaining 6 of the 3x7s, because on this side for the tail boom mount, you actually use one of these because the longer bolt is on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and put this on, use all the remaining bolts that we have here. These 4 bolts are actually used for going in between the top front part here, screwing into there. But I will explain more about that when I get there. Okay, there we have it. We got the 2 front frames on. Might be a little hard to see in the video there. Anyway, you can kind of see the plate there now. One on each side. And what I did was I put the ESC wires in between the plate and the frames, because that way it just kind of keeps them nice and neat in one spot right there, so I don't have to try and route them somewhere. So if you can see right here, I just simply put them in between the two bolts that are going against the frame and the plate. So that actually will be nice and handy. Now it keeps the wires all nice in one spot. As for the metal bars that go in front, I'm only going to put the very back one in. I'm not even going to worry about the front one here. I actually think that with just this one plate on here, it'll be enough to keep the battery from even touching there. And this way it gives me a little more room too to bring the battery up a little higher if I need to for CG wise, if the battery's a little heavy. So there we have it. We have our frame stiffeners on now, and the front motor mount protector tray, whatever you want to call it, that stops the battery from backing up into the motor.